Let's talk about how to name a branch chain alkane with only one substituent, right? I have written here rules 1, 2, and 3, which is the rules you're going to use to write um to name, sorry, your branch chain alkane. Now I wrote the rules for you so that you can go back to them, reread them as you try to name any branch chain alkane with just one substituent. So I'm going to use an example and I'm going to incorporate these three rules to name this branch chain alkane with just one substituent. So let's go. Alrighty. So let's draw our branch chain alkane. And if you don't remember how to identify your branch chain alkane, the lesson before this basically taught you how to do that. So let's draw a branch chain alkane. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. One of these. All right, so this is our branch chain alkane, right? The first thing that you need to do, and it's rule number one, you need to identify and name the parent chain or the longest continuous chain of carbon. I also taught you how to do that in earlier lessons. So let's find our longest chain of carbons, right? So we're going to connect our carbons. That's 5 carbons, right? That is your longest chain. Remember, to find your longest chain, you can't make a triangle. So let's say I was like, okay, um, you weren't sure if that was your longest chain and you were trying to connect all the carbons in the molecule. So let's say you went from here to here. Immediately you know you're wrong because you made a triangle. So that is not your longest chain, okay? So this is our longest chain here in blue. So I have my longest chain of carbons, right? And then right here, this right here is your branch group or substituent. So we definitely have a branch chain alkane. So rule number one, find the longest chain of carbon, which is what I just did. It is in blue. That will give you your parent name. Yes, since it's 5 carbons in the longest chain, 5 is pent, so we write pent. And since it's an alkane, it's pentane. So that's your root name or parent name. I'm going to write root name, right? Root name or your parent name. Now, once you've done that, rule number two says that you now need to number your longest chain of carbons that we just identified so that the substituent gets the lower number. Here's the thing. You can only number in two directions, right? Is either you start number one from my right to left, or you start from my left to right. So let's do that. Let's number this chain and see when I number in which direction, left to right, right to left, which one gives the substituent the lowest number. So let's play with this. So let's start here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? When I number with the red, which is from my right to left, the substituent is on carbon number 2. So with red, my methyl group, and that substituent is a methyl group. I also teach you how to name alkyl groups in previous lecture. Please go back and see. So with red, it's on 2. All right. Let's number starting 1 from the opposite direction. Clearly, the opposite direction is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no other way for you to number. Okay, so you don't have to sweat. Literally, it's either you're going left to right or right to left. Left, start number 1 here, or you start number 1 here. There's no other way to number the long chain. You play with it and then you see which one gives the substituent the lower number. With red, it's on 2, right? Let's see what's up with yellow. If I use my yellow numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the substituent is on number 4. So guess what? We are not numbering using yellow because yellow gives us the substituent on 4, so we can kiss yellow goodbye, right? So we can take yellow out, and we are numbering using red. So here we go. You have completed rule number 2, right? So now you know that the substituent is on carbon number 2. It's on carbon number 2 in the longest chain of carbons. That's what that 2 indicates. It means that on carbon number 2 in the longest chain of carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, on carbon number 2, that's where my substituent is. That's what the number tells me. Now, to complete the name, right? We already have your parent name, right? From the longest chain of carbons, the pentane. So, you when you write your substituent, the substituent must be given, and that's this rule number 3. You have to give the substituent a number, right? And that number, you in a sense, you're locating the substituent where it is in the parent chain, like I said, which carbon it is on. So you must give it a number. In this case, the substituent is on carbon number 2. So you write 2. You must separate a number from a letter with a hyphen, right? So you write 2-methyl pentane, right? So the number here tells you where in the longest chain of carbons, right? Your 5 carbons, the 2 tells me that on carbon number 2 is where the methyl group is. Okay? So that's literally how you name a branch chain alkane that has only one substituent. Find the longest chain first, number left, right, right, left, whichever one gives you the lower number, and then take it from there. Always separate your number every time. Always separate a number from a letter with a hyphen. And it's written here in your rules, right? It tells you what the number indicates. Okay? The number indicates where on the long chain you find the branch group. And that's it. Always remember, because I think what tricks students up is the numbering. It's easy, man. Come on. All you have to do is number from right to left or left to right. There's no other way for you to number. Trust me on that one. And that's it for a branch, naming a branch chain with one substituent.